What's up, guys? This is Brian Nabavi. This is the Till You Collapse podcast, and it's motherfucking Monday. Told you guys every Monday we're going to have a podcast for you guys. We're sticking to it. This is the second week. Hell or high water. I'm going to find something to talk to you guys about, rap to you guys about, give you guys some value, and start your Mondays off right with the right kind of mindset, the right kind of momentum. And here's the thing, real quick, I just want to ask of you guys, the only way we grow this show is if you subscribe to it, if you can leave a review for us, and if you share it. Really appreciate if you do that. If you get one nugget of knowledge, 1 ounce of motivation, anything that you feel pushes you towards the right direction, just take a second and hook me up, please. I really appreciate it. We appreciate it. If you tag us on social media, I'll share you, tag, and promote you too. It goes both ways. So let's get started. What I want to talk about today, something I've experienced personally, something that's really important thing to talk about, is don't judge a book by its cover. I feel like that's an old saying. Since I was a kid, I heard it. I know you guys have heard it. And what I mean by that is in this day and age, I feel like everybody is so superficial. Everybody is trying to fake it till they make it. Everybody's trying to put on this facade. And a lot of times people get judged by their outward appearance. And that's something I've dealt with. I'm going to tell a couple stories on it. But, you know, whether or not you got the nice clothes or you got the nice car or you post on certain things on social media or you have tattoos or don't have tattoos, there's a lot of judgment going out there. And guys, I'm telling you, also in entrepreneurship, hiring people, you hire people based on, you know, maybe their qualifications on paper or how they come dressed, which here's the thing, guys, there is two sides of this and I'll talk about it. But I'm going to tell you reasons why you don't want to judge a book by its cover, because you're going to be missing out on some of the best people in life, best relationships, some of the most skilled people, some of the most amazing people, because you may think they don't fit what the norm is or they don't fit what you're looking for. So back when I was working in personal training, you know, I started 18 years old. I'm a salesman at heart. I'm a hustler. All I do is flip shit. And I came to 24-hour fitness, and I was a kid, you know, that just was passionate about fitness. I love fitness. I love fucking sales. I love closing people. I lived it. I breathed it. I still do. And I was, you know, selling more personal training than, you know, they'd seen out of that store. I was selling $30,000 a month in personal training. $30,000 a month in personal training is a lot of training to sell, bringing that kind of revenue from one person. And I remember a distinctive client came in. Somebody came in and they asked someone a question about personal training. And it was an older gentleman, and he looked ragged. I mean, just being real, like he was unshaven, hair was all fucked up, clothes like the ripped up gym shirts like I wear sometimes, like no like designer, no TYC. He didn't have TYC on. It was all ripped up. But here's the thing, you know, you guys know, and some of you girls too, like we love working out. I still work out in the same shit that I've had for 5 or 6 years. I mean, that's just how it is, right? And he was trying to ask questions and no one wanted to help him. No one wanted to help him. They were like, you know, and I'm sure you guys relate with this story. You've all different businesses, different stuff like that. You've seen it happen. And I'll tell you another experience that happened to me. I got judged. But anyways, with this story, he came in me. I don't give a fuck what you look like. I don't care who you are. I don't judge people. And that's who I am at my core. And this is why I'm talking about this message. Don't judge a book by its cover. I was like, I'll help him. I'll try to close anybody. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? So I sit him down, and sales 101, I ask him questions, and then I shut the fuck up. I listen. Sales, you got to listen. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. There's a reason for that. Listen. Ask him why he wants training. What's his goals? Why is he in there? He starts talking, telling me this long-ass story, probably 20 minutes that nobody wanted to spend with this guy. Honestly, he just wanted someone to talk to. He was kind of an odd dude. And I spent time listening. And I just shut up, literally. I almost said nothing for 20 minutes. I just listened to his story about how he's been struggling with his weight. He has diabetes in his family, all this shit, you know, family members that have had heart disease and all this kind of stuff. Powerful stuff that in sales, you use that stuff to close someone because you listen to them for a reason. And then you get that info to come back if they have an objection and they don't want to close the sale with you, right? So I listened to him, and for me, the reason why I was selling, you know, so much personal training is because I really, you know, I listen to what their people's goals are. And if they had, you know, a goal of 60, 70 pounds, which takes 6 months to a year, I would do 3 sessions a week, 3 sessions a week times how many weeks times to your goal. This is how much it would take to your goals. A lot of times I would present $3,000, $5,000 personal training packages and just present them. And half the thing with sales is people are scared to ask. In life, you guys are scared for difficult conversations, asking for the sale, asking for anything. Regardless of sales, people don't want to ask questions. People don't ask questions. They'd rather be quiet, and closed mouths don't get fed, guys. That's one of my favorite statements. Closed mouths don't get fucking fed. You got to ask the questions. So I listened to him, figure out his goals. He needed about $5,000 in personal training to get to his goal. And I remember, you guys, have you ever seen my handwriting? I'm not a fucking creative guy. I'm not artistic. It looks like a 5-year-old when I write, right? So I used to just get a blank piece of paper, and my presentation was the ghettoest thing you've seen. And I'd write it down, look like beautiful mind shit on the paper, right? I would do it. And then I slide it in front of him, 3 times a week times it equals this many pounds, $5,000. Slide it in front of him. Don't say a word. Be $5,000. Then you just shut up. Sales 101. You shut up. The first one that speaks loses, right? I just shut up, and he looks at it. He kind of pauses. He says, okay. He says, I'll be right back. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? He goes to the locker room, comes back, slams a fucking, like a baller American Express credit card. Like that, you don't get that card unless you make 7 figures or above. Signs up for $5,000 personal training, no questions, no qualms about it, and everyone couldn't believe it. And I'm just like, you guys, there's money everywhere, but here's the thing. Everybody judged that guy because the way he looked and his personality. He was kind of a weird guy around the gym, but here's the thing. I didn't judge him. I'm not here to judge people. Judging is one of the things, like, you don't know who someone is at their core just because their clothes or their outward appearance. I talk to them, I listen to them, and I close them on $5,000 in training. And that's a lesson right there. And I never forget that story. And I have few stories like that, but that one was the biggest one, where it was $5,000 to someone that everyone else, like 4 people, thought he couldn't afford anything. So guys, in sales, in life, please stop judging people. I deal with it all the time, more now than ever, because I have a little bit of success. Some think, you guys know I think I don't have any success, but I have a little bit of success. I'm kind of younger. The way I dress is younger. The way I act is younger. The kind of music I listen to, right? I'm tatted, and I want to talk about tattoos too. So I get judged. I get looks all the time, especially driving the cars I drive and stuff like that. And there's been a couple times, especially recently, when I've gone to purchase things and I've gone to apply for things, and I get the feeling that people are judging me and they don't think that I can qualify for things that I'm applying for. And I got to tell you, it's a shitty feeling. It actually fires me the fuck up, and it makes me want to be more successful and work harder. And I love it because I don't fit the mold. Typical entrepreneurs back in the day, they're, all these stuffy guys with all these shirts buttoned up hella tight and fucking all these suits and shit. And hey, all proper and shit, which I get. That's the old school way of thinking, guys. And that's the type of people that judge people like me. You know what I mean? Those are the type of people that judge everybody. That old school way of thinking, that old school mentality. Here's a story of me feeling that way. So recently, about 1.5 years ago, I bought a new car locally. Normally, all the cars I buy are over email, internet. None of them are local that I typically look at. So honestly, the last 3-4 cars I bought, I'm sight unseen. I haven't seen them, haven't driven them, just get them transported. Well, the one I bought locally, I had experience with, and I almost didn't buy it because of me feeling like I was being judged. I went into this dealership. It's a local dealership. It's a high-end car dealership. And I went in there, and I was dressed in my gym clothes because we know that's what I wear 24/7. I live in these gym clothes, Sometimes they're 5 years old and faded. Sometimes they're newer, like this shirt. Who knows? But I went in there, and, like I said, I don't look like, quote unquote somebody, like I said, I wear gym clothes. I'm tatted. I'm younger. People look at me and they're just like, they judge me, right? Put me in a box. And I go in there, and I was ready to buy a car, like $200,000, $220,000 car. I was ready to go, right? I go in there, and no one helped me. I was looking around. There was a few cars in there I was looking at, and I see these sales guys. They see me, And I know sales. Like, I'm a salesman. Like, I go up and talk to everybody. Like I said, I don't care what you're wearing. I don't care what you're doing. I'm going to be a friend to you because I'm genuinely that person. Yeah, I want to sell you, but regardless of if it's a sales atmosphere, if I meet you on the street, I meet you in the store, I'll smile at you and say hello. I don't give a fuck what you look like. I don't give a fuck what you're wearing. That doesn't matter to me. I don't care about those things. Yes, I like nice things, but me at my core, me who I am, that doesn't make me, and that doesn't make me judge who you are. There's a difference. So I go in there and I'm getting frustrated because I wanted to get this done. I had an idea for a car I wanted to buy. They had a couple I wanted, I was interested in, and I just got the vibe. I got the point. I was like, okay, I'm in gym clothes. I look how I look. You guys don't want to fuck with me. You don't even want to fucking come say hello. So I get frustrated and I walk out. I'm like, fuck this. I'll find one out of state and get it shipped like I have all my other cars. You don't even deal with this bullshit. And I'm getting in my car, which is what at the time was the Audi R8 V10 Plus, which is a nicer car than any of the cars at that dealership. I parked kind of in the back and the side. So of course they didn't see me pull up, because if they saw me pull up in that, they probably would have gave me fucking attention, right? Because they're like, oh, this guy, okay. But they didn't though. So I do that. And this guy, somebody I didn't see, runs out after me. And he stops me and he says, I apologize. He actually apologized. And I was literally like, it was before I actually got to my car. So he didn't see me get into that car and then like, oh, run after me. Like I was a good amount away from the car. I was just walking in that direction. So he had no clue it was my car. He stopped me. He said, I apologize. I saw you looking. I guess, they have rules at car dealerships where, like certain people it's their turn to talk to a customer that walks in or whatever. All sales places have different rules and stuff like that. It wasn't his turn, but he ran out and made an effort and said, it wasn't my time to talk to someone, but I saw you seemed like you were interested. Apologize, nobody talked to you. Do you need help? And I was pretty frustrated. I was like, it's fine. I'll find one I want. And I keep walking. And I go and I get halfway in my car and he's like, oh shit, is this your car? And he starts talking to me. He was like a car guy and he was into it and he was into cars. And, anytime I connect with someone that's in the cars connect me with a lot of people. He seemed like being a cool dude. And I was like, okay, fuck it. I'll go back. I'll start talking to you. Long story short, I ended up buying the most expensive car in their dealership. And all the guys that were there watching me, I wanted to make sure, I was like, I want to make sure this guy gets credit for this sale, because I know how they are sometimes. They'll give the credit to whoever was next type of thing. But it was just a shitty feeling because I've heard about people being treated like that. I've never treated people like that. I've seen people get treated like that, but it just makes you feel like shit. And it's just not a good feeling, guys. So please stop judging people. Stop judging people by their outward appearance. You have no clue their story. You have no clue what they've been through. You have no clue what they're capable of. Please, just do it. Trust me. Be a nice person. Do the right thing. Treat people how you want to be treated. That shit all ties together with don't judge a book by its cover. So last thing I want to talk about real quick is this new tattoo I got. I keep getting new tattoos. And here's the thing, guys. A lot of people judge people with tattoos. I feel like, especially the older generation, is still something, they see tattoos, they automatically think bad things about people with tattoos. And that almost fuels me why I keep getting more, honestly, because like I said, I love breaking the molds. I love breaking the norms. I love being the opposite of what people expect of me when they see me. It's kind of a cool feeling. And here's the thing, I'm never going to work for someone else. I don't care what it takes. I don't care what I have to do. I'm not worried about, tattoos and having to get interviews. And I think nowadays it's getting more lax and lax as it goes. But for professional jobs and stuff like that, like you can't have tattoos in certain places, like my hands, my neck, stuff like that. People look down with that, which I get it in professional atmospheres. But I think in this day and age, some of the most amazing people, some of the most successful people I know have tattoos all over. The most amazing, nicest, successful people, real people I've ever met. So you're telling me because they have tattoos, they can't work certain places, they can't do certain things? That's almost like discrimination in a way. Anyways, I don't got to worry about that because I'll never work for anyone but myself for the rest of my fucking life. So I'll get as much ink as I want regardless. So here's the thing. The tattoo I got means a lot to me, and it's something I struggle with daily with entrepreneurship, and I know a lot of you struggle with it too. So it's a money rose of death, and there's a lot of tattoos you see a money rose because of money. Everyone's chasing money. A lot of people get that tattoo because it's a goal. Yeah, we like to be successful. It's part of being entrepreneurship. You want money, you want cars, nice things, right? That's part of the goal, right? And then I combined it with another tattoo. So there's a lot of money roses, and then there's death roses, which have like a skull in the middle of the rose, basically. And I combined it because I'm sure you've heard this saying before. It's a saying that you hear all the time, is money is the root of all evil. You hear that saying all the time. And I agree with that to a certain extent. I don't think it's the root of all evil. I think money definitely amplifies people's qualities. So I think if somebody is evil or nasty at the core, and you've put kind of fuel on that fire, quote unquote money, that's going to be amplified even bigger, because when you have money, you have power, you have resources to do things, and that evil or that nastiness comes out more. So yeah, it can be the root of evil, but also money with people that are good and people that are great amplifies that as well, as far as creating opportunities, giving back, doing good things with the money as well. So I don't agree it's the root of all evil, but it definitely, I feel like money is a fuel that whatever your personality, who you are at your core, whoever you are, you add that fuel to your fire and it just amplifies it, whatever it is, good, bad, all that kind of stuff. That's the way I feel about it. And honestly, you hear like money is a death. Money could be the death of you. And money, honestly, it changes some people. Unfortunately, money is something, success. It's just that balance I talk to you guys about all the time that I struggle with. It's hard. People get a little bit of success and they think, they forget who they are. They forget why they started. They forget why they're doing what they're doing. And guys, this is something I struggle with all the time. I keep it real with you. With my family, the balance, it's something hard because us as entrepreneurs, we have that work ethic that most people don't have. That's why you get to that point of success. That's why you build companies, because you're different. Your work ethic, what you're willing to do, your drive is different than most people out there. And that's fucking amazing. That's amazing. That's why we get to where we are. That's why we have the kind of money that we get to that point. But one thing, guys, the reason why I got this tattoo somewhere I can always see it and why it means so much to me is because it's something I struggle with. Money definitely hasn't changed who I am. I am who I am at the core. Like I said, I never judge people, but I have seen it change people. So the thing is, the danger with entrepreneurship is keeping yourself in check, because that's a self thing. If you're changing, if you're acting different, if you act like, you got to remember who you are. Don't ever forget who you are when you're in that gutter, when you lost everything, or when you started and you had nothing. That's who you are. No matter if you have no money in the bank account, like I've had, or you have millions of dollars in the bank account. That doesn't matter. That's something to be proud of. That's something that you worked for, but that shouldn't change who you are. That shouldn't change how you are on the outside. That shouldn't change the most important thing, that shouldn't change how you treat people. Because that's the biggest thing I see. For the most part, the circle of entrepreneurs I know, way more successful than me, they're real, down-to-earth people. They're not that type. And the thing is, I feel like people think that must be nice mentality. The people outside that are outside judging us, they think a lot of entrepreneurs are dicks or they have their nose in the air. And there is that small portion. I've seen that small portion. I can't stand people that are like that. I think they're better than other people because of their success and stuff like that. But for the most part, the circle I know, they're not. They're the most down-to-earth, humble, hardworking people I know that have come from nothing, usually all tatted up. It's crazy. But the thing is, you don't know that. People look at you from the outside in and they judge you because of your success or your outward appearance, and they make assumptions based on things they don't know. So guys, just please realize, if you're coming into success, realize why you got started. The reason why I got started was my family. Time with my family, experiences with my family, memories with my family. That's number one. So getting in this crazy running forward mode where I want to be successful, I want to grow these companies, I want to create more opportunities for my staff here, I want to achieve bigger things. That's the opposite of time with my family. So the balance is the biggest thing I struggle with. I still struggle with it because here's the thing. If you have too much balance, your business will suffer. So it's a very, very delicate balancing act, guys. It's something I deal with all the time. And it's the point of the tattoo. Like I said, it reminds me. I just want to share it with you guys because I know it's something you struggle with. But please just check yourself. Remind yourself who you are. If you have to do it daily, this shit, it's what has to be done. Remember who you are, why you got started, and why you're doing what you're doing. And never forget that no matter how fucking successful you get. And I promise you that will keep your head on straight. That's all I really wanted to talk about today. Hopefully you guys like the topic. You like the stories. Really appreciate if you share it. That's the only way we grow. Love you guys. I'm out.